Hello everyone, and welcome to my I Believe speech. For my I Believe speech today, I'll be talking about family and diving deep into family as well. I believe family is extremely important. I believe that family is not only blood, but can also be friends. And then I believe that family can be someone that you choose, even if you choose not to have your family that are your blood, or if you choose to have your family that are your friends. The reason I believe this is because I come from a divorced family. I live with my mom now. She was a single parent for most of my life. I'm completely removed from my father's side of the family. I don't recognize them as my family. I've met maybe one of them, and I don't recognize my father as my father. For this reason being, is a long story. Nothing I need to get into now. However, I got to have the decision to choose that. I made the decision as myself to choose that. They are not my family. They were never family to me. They aren't my family. My family are people that I recognize as obviously my mother, my brothers and my sister, and then also my stepfather. I do not call him my stepfather. I don't call him by his real name. I don't call him anything to do with him not being my father. I call him dad, because he is my dad. He is the person I chose to be the father of my family. So when people choose family, it's always a different story. My story is a little different. I have friends that I see as my family. I've had friends that I've had since kindergarten that are my family. I have people who aren't my family, or not blood with me, or even married into the family. I have an uncle who is not really my uncle, but he is, because I chose him as my family. I have an aunt who really is not my aunt, but she is my aunt because I chose her. So I feel like the disconnection between blood and relationship is really important, especially nowadays when not everyone has a nuclear family and not all families look exactly the same anymore. I think it's really important for a lot of children nowadays to be able to choose their family members because of that reason. So as a child, I wish that I had thought of that sooner, that I could choose my own family instead of having to chase that feeling of wanting a nuclear family like all my friends did, when I could just create it myself. I think that's really important when thinking about family and having to be able to choose your own family, because it doesn't have to be blood. Another reason I believe family is really important is they're the only people that you have until you go to school. So the only person I had for a long time was my mother, and so she built the building blocks of showing me how to have a correct relationship with people outside of my family. She taught me the building blocks how to have a friendship, how to have relationships romantically, and how to be a good person overall. You learn your building blocks of how to be a human being from your family. I believe that's a really important part of why you should be able to pick your family members instead of having to deal with the ones that you were given at birth. Because sometimes the people that you're given at birth aren't necessarily the best people to learn from, and they can come with a lot of different baggage, and they may not have been raised correctly from their family they were given to at birth. So it's really important to show or see that you can choose your own family members. You can learn from different people, and even if they're not your blood, they can still be your family. You can still love them as family, and no one can tell you that you can't. Family is really important to me. Even my aunt, who's not really my aunt, but I love her as an aunt, and I will never say that she's not my aunt. And then my uncle, who I love as my uncle, but I would never say he's not my uncle, because he is my uncle, because I got to choose that. And they taught me a lot as I was growing up. So there's no way that I can't tell them that they're not my family, because they practically raised me as well. They did more raising to me, more than half of my other blood family. So they're not any less of my family as the people who are my blood family are. They are more than my family than my blood family is. So it's really important to see that and make that connection with yourself, that are my blood family the people that I need to be learning from or growing with, or is it okay if I choose my own family? This is really helpful. A lot of people have toxic families as well. I necessarily didn't have a toxic family. I made the decision on myself. However, if you do have a toxic family, it's easier to pick and choose your family that you know that'll support you no matter what, while your blood family may have left you behind. So that is why I believe that family is super important. why you should be able to choose your own family, and why I appreciate all the family that I've acquired over the past couple of years. Thank you.